So I provided, at the request of Councilmember Steed, a few history statistics on the Vanpool program to date. Do a quick overview of our service. This was a program that was in place starting, I believe, in 2006. The city received a van based on a grant that at that time, it was a 5310 grant. Palouse Clearwater Environmental Institute managed the program for us. They ran the van and provided the operations for the riders. It was a 15-passenger vehicle at that time. In 2010, we received 2 new vans, and the City of Moscow assumed service at that time as well. We began managing the program. So from 2011 forward, we have a few changes in the actual service provided. 2011, we had a bit of a slow start to the regular commuter service for our 2 new vans. So we came up with the conference commuter program. That was for folks going to conferences in the area. They could use the van to carpool and get to where they were going. In 2012, we had all 3 vehicles up and running on daily commuter routes, the 15-passenger and 2 6-passengers. Since that time, well, I'll talk about ridership numbers here in just a second, but in 2016, we replaced the original 15-passenger vehicle with funds that we had accumulated from fares, and then the 2006 vehicle went to replace a Parks and Recreation vehicle, and our Parks and Rec folks are gone, but I believe that vehicle was at 2,000 or better. It was a good replacement swap for us. 2017, we are, as you note tonight, we have an RFP that was recently released to purchase a 2017 vehicle, 15-passenger vehicle, through a grant that we were awarded through the Idaho Transportation Department for FTA 5339 funds. So on the specific vehicles, again, that 2006 15-passenger Chevy was retired to Parks and Rec, came from 5310 funds just before our grants manager and I both started here at the city. 2010, we got the 6-passenger Toyota and the 6-passenger Dodge. The Toyota is still in service. It actually has 2 riders right now from Lewiston to Moscow, and that was purchased with American Recovery and Reinvestment Act funds. The 2010 6-passenger Dodge, just as of last Friday, actually was pulled out of service as we've had a dip in ridership. But we're looking at a potential new route from Moscow to Lewiston to service Lewis Clark State Community College employees. We have some interest there, so we're trying to switch up our service a bit to make sure that we have more riders on those vans. 2016, the 15-passenger Chevy came on. There are 12 riders from Lewiston to Moscow, all University of Idaho folks for that one. And that was a fleet purchase, the accumulation from fares, as I noted. And then the 2017 15-passenger, again, those FTA 5339 bus and bus facilities grant award through the Idaho Transportation Department. And we'll be looking at how we can best put that into service should the RFP and contract be awarded this evening. So currently we have 14.4 riders. As I mentioned, we've had a dip in ridership probably since January of this year. 12.4 riders, that's 1 rider that rides Tuesday and Thursday. And then the 2 other riders from Lewiston to Moscow, and those are City of Moscow employees. This is the largest decrease we've seen in ridership since we assumed the program. Interestingly enough, Spokane Valley Transit Vanpool came down and met with us last week. They have they had 87 vans, and they have vehicles that they're pulling out of service and parking right now. And their reason to come down and visit was to say, is there any partnerships we can do with you? Do you have any needs for vans? They're looking for different ways to get their vans up and running as well. So it's not a situation that's unique to Moscow. It's apparently happening throughout.
And I'm sorry, that was who?
Spokane Valley
Transit?
Spokane Valley Transit Vanpool, or Spokane Valley Vanpool, it was interesting to hear. I think, I know for sure when gas was at $4 a gallon, we didn't have any problem filling seats on the van, but we're in a different climate right now. So, our average ridership up through the end of 2016 was 22 riders with about 2 open seats that fluctuated. From 2010 to present, we've served 57 individuals, and those are some folks that came for a semester, moved away, moved to Lewiston or Moscow, so it's quite a number of folks that we've served. And then in the future, we've got this 2017 15-passenger vehicle to add to the fleet. We'll do some potential recruitment pending the arrival of the vehicle. And then the 2 6-passenger vehicles are available for potentially a Lewiston to Moscow route, and may need to do some other marketing and recruitment as we look forward. So that would be the overview of the Vanpool program.
I got a question,
yes.
Jen. So these vans last between 10 and 12 years?
Our 2006 lasted about 10 years.
But we still have it, right? We're still
Yep.
using it, so it's 11
We just
years old.
repurposed it. Our 2006 minivans, or excuse me, 2010 minivans both have about 100,000 miles right now, and that's 6 years in. Of course, they're all highway miles. It's up and down from Lewiston to Moscow, and they've run really well. Our shop does an excellent job of maintaining and keeping those vehicles going. So
There's a point, the reason I asked that question, there's a point about this. I can guarantee you between now and 10 years from now, commodity prices will fluctuate both up and down. There's no doubt in my mind. Oil's not going to stay cheap forever, so we go through these cycles, and that includes gas. I mean, I'm not very anxious to see $4 a gallon gas, but some days we could very easily see that, so I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Walter. So with the new van, we will have a total of how many vans in service for Vanpool?
we will have 4 vans in service, and even though, for instance, on the 15 passengers, we usually put only 12 passengers on those vehicles. So by the time you get your bags and everything in there, it's just a little bit tight if we try to fill all 15 seats. The minivans with 6 seats are easy to put 6 people in. You could actually fit a 7th on the bench seat in the back, but again, we don't do that just because of personal belongings. So with that, we'll have the 36 seats total. Of course, different amounts of seats can go in different directions. So,
Mr. Mayor, if I may. Yes. And what, if somebody wants to ride one of these vans, what's the situation? Is there a buy-in? Is there per day, per month? Who do they pay? Who buys the gas? The city provides the vehicle.
City provides the vehicle. We also have, with our contract for fuel, we have gas cards in the vans. We have drivers that are responsible for fueling and reporting, and they get a discounted monthly membership fee. And so all of our riders pay a monthly membership fare. Shouldn't say fee, it's a fare. We've been able to maintain that at $107 since 2010, also allowing for that accumulation to replace vehicles as needed. You can do a share a seat. Our Tuesday, Thursday rider sometimes has another person who just needs to travel Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I think 2 times in her 10-year tenure, we've been able to actually split her fare with somebody else. So it's just, you purchase your seat for the month. We do the billing through finance downstairs and do electronic billing, and then they can either do payroll deduction through the University of Idaho, ACH, call in a debit or credit card, and drop off a check, any number of ways.
So the 107 includes the gas?
Includes, yes.
And the city provides a gas card to fill the rig?
Yes.
Okay.
Jim?
Jen, is there any reason why this can't be expanded to between Moscow and Pullman?
We have looked at the Moscow to Pullman route. The most requests we get are from Moscow to Lewiston or Lewiston to Moscow. We've gotten because I started managing it in 2010, I've gotten just a handful of Moscow to Pullman requests. We do have an issue with our insurance company that should we get more interest, we would definitely look into it. We can't end trips across the state line.
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we did have a considerable amount of interest, it would be, I think, well worth our time to go to the insurance company and say, is there something we can work out here, a provision that can be made to accommodate that service? But really, we've just always based it on
the demand is not really there to make us look further into.
Not for an 8 to 5, not for a commuter route.
Okay. And one last question. Okay. So these rigs are part of the City of Lewiston motor pool fleet?
City of Moscow fleet,
City of Moscow fleet. Mm-hmm. And that's why you can, at the end of their use as a Vanpool rig, they can be used by the city in some other department?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
So this evening, we're asking that you approve our proposal from Chipman and Taylor to purchase a new vehicle, so we can keep the program going and actually expand it a bit. The RFP was for a 2017 15-passenger Vanpool van, and with acceptance of the RFP, we'll go ahead and process contracts and whatnot as well. And we're bringing this straight to council instead of going to committee with the scheduling for the holidays in the next couple of weeks. We'd be about a month behind schedule in getting this going. So,
Walter.
Mr. Mayor, I would make the motion to accept the proposal from Chipman and Taylor Chevrolet for $31,465.31 to purchase a 2017 15-passenger Vanpool van and execute a notice of award and vehicle purchase contract as soon as we need to do it.
I would second that motion.
Okay, we got a motion by Walter and a second by Jim to accept the proposal from Chipman and Taylor Chevrolet for $31,465.31 to purchase a 2017 15-passenger Vanpool van and execute a notice of award and vehicle purchase contract. Start with you, John.
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
And I.
Okay, thank you, Jen.
Thank you.